The content in this magazine could contain references of topics and difficult subject matter that may be triggering. Please honor yourself, inner knowing, and proceed with whatever help or guidance you feel is intuitively aligned. Welcome to Sovereign Magazine Podcast. I'm Nicole George, CEO and founder of Sovereign. I'm so happy you are here. We are the magazine podcast and community guiding 5 million women to their sovereign selves. From heart-led conversations to magical meditations, our inspiring guests will show you how they can help you step into your sovereign self. Are you ready to listen to your inner voice and step into your power? Then keep listening to hear all of the intuitive messages meant for you today. Today, I have the privilege of reconnecting with Lish Hummel, one of our amazing contributors. She is a single mom to 3 boys. Wow, bless your heart, and knows firsthand how challenging it can be to prioritize yourself while breaking generational cycles. She blends her personal experience with deep intuitive wisdom, helping women reconnect with their inner power through energy healing, crystal therapy, and spiritual guidance. She is also a certified transpersonal crystal healing therapist and Reiki practitioner, and is very passionate about uncovering the root of what holds us all back and helps guides us towards alignment and self-trust. Welcome back, Lish.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, such a pleasure. I always enjoy coming on with you because you just always give us some magic towards the end. So for everyone listening, don't go away because she's going to give us some yummy stuff towards the end. So today we are exploring your approach to life, which is our theme for our June full moon issue. And in your article, Trusting Life's Energetic Path, you talk about what I would consider kind of a more expansive view on how spirituality and energetic alignment can shape maybe one's personal journey. And I especially love your reframe of surrender in there as well, because a lot of us, when we think of surrender, we think of leaning back, throwing our hands up and just giving up, right? But you really reframe surrender as opening up to flow and magic and divine timing. And that to me is more of the word trust. And so maybe we can lean into this theme a little bit more about trusting life's energetic path and how somebody can begin that process. So what do you think?
Well, trust is definitely another word for surrender. I mean, it's all just kind of letting things happen as they happen while still moving. But I think for most of us, it's really hard because we're so used to controlling all of the little bits of life. So that first step would be to just acknowledge that you do that. So just seeing in all areas of your life, where are you trying to move those chess pieces and where are they sticking kind of thing. It always comes down to awareness. So the first step is acknowledging it and then being aware of where you are in your life that you're doing those things. And then always going within and being still is that first step where someone can start. And yeah, once you kind of have that in place, you need to take a baby step to undoing that area that you have the control in.
Yeah. As a diagnosed control freak here, I don't mind admitting it. I like control. Control makes me feel safe. But
Safe is that
yeah,
word, is it? Yeah.
but
We think it makes us feel safe.
yeah, I recognize within myself that I'm limiting myself when I'm in those modes. So I do have the awareness and I'm able to shift out of it. But you use the word baby steps, which for me, I can only speak for myself. baby steps are kind of not in my language. Like, I just like to go, I'm like the bull in the china shop, right? Like, just causing chaos. And baby steps are not fast enough for me. And so
Right.
when we come back, right, I feel like people who like control like to move quickly sometimes. So, but when I'm in trust and when I'm in flow and in that magic and divine timing that you talk about, I'm in a state of awareness and everything is slower. And I think in this fast paced world, right, we're so used to go, 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 do this, do that, take the mom hat off, put the working mom hat on, take that off. Now cook, become the chef, now become the chauffeur, right? We're constantly moving. And so sitting back and let's say surrendering or trusting is really challenging. So, how can we maybe evaluate our situation, or after we have the awareness piece, like what might be that next baby step to helping us not just be aware, but take a baby step forward?
I think that it would look different for everybody because we don't all have the same lifestyles or advantages as our neighbor or whoever else. So, really, even asking yourself why the control piece is so important. And maybe that's rooted in the way you were brought up. It could be rooted in a past life. Any of those things would factor in there. It really just varies. And I think there's a lot of things at
Yeah.
play. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
rooted in stories is what I'm getting off of
Yeah.
you, right? Right, rooted in our beliefs and our stories, and I think where we can bring that back to is where is the truth in all of this? Like, what stories are we telling ourselves? What beliefs do we have? I actually just, here's a little inside secret, just got done doing a final edit on one of our magazines. And I always wait till the entire magazine is done before I write my editorial piece because I want to be in the energy of that magazine. And I don't read the articles first. I come at my editorial piece intuitively. And I wrote in there something that really resonated with our design team. And it was around this topic of truth and trusting our own stories and which stories were given to us versus which are our own. It's about inner values, right? So how can we like maybe do this like check in with ourselves of trusting our path, like that's our path, not one that's been given to us.
Yeah. Well, that kind of leads into my truth check-in that I want to take us through a little bit.
Oh,
You
yeah,
wanna go there?
let's
Okay.
go there. Okay, so we're going to go to our favorite segment. So we have this new segment on our podcast called Steps to Your Sovereign Self, where our guests not only they don't just talk to you, they actually give you something tangible to come away with. These are actual things that they work with their clients on and methods and modalities that they use. So, Lish is going to be doing a very powerful ritual, if you will, with you called a truth check in. Okay, take it
Okay,
away,
so
Lish.
we're gonna start with working with a crystal if you have one. So if you guys want to pause this and go grab your favorite crystal, I'm working with clear quartz. I think we worked with that last time as well, but it's just a really good basic.
And if they
Yeah, if you
don't,
don't have crystals, you can choose any other object that makes you feel good, or if there's a place in your home that makes you feel good, go there to soak up all those positive vibes. I just find with the crystals, it kind of amplifies anything, especially when we're looking at subconscious things or something that we've hidden from ourselves. So let's just take a couple deep breaths just to get centered. And just take this moment to check in with yourself. So, this is with you, not like the voice of your to do list, not the voice of your inner critic, or not what the world thinks you should be doing, but that whisper. And it could be that whisper that you've maybe been ignoring, or the one that you don't want to see, or that one that holds like your deepest desires. So, take another deep breath in and feel into this. And really feel into What are you holding off on doing or being that you feel deeply and passionately about? Something that you are maybe afraid of what others might say, or something that you are afraid of letting go of the control on. And it's usually that the first thing that pops into your mind. That's the thing. So it'll kind of light a fire in your chest or send tingles through your gut, almost like an aha, that's it. And so write that down if you have a pen and a paper handy and kind of just let that flow out onto the paper. So let that truth move through your pen, your fingers, your body. And then take another deep breath in after you're finished writing that down and feel as though this thing has already happened. So you are in that desire or that goal, in that space where you let go of the control. So you are her. You did the thing, you followed the nudge, and you gave yourself permission. And what is the emotion that you feel in this moment? Like having attained this desire or inspiration, what is the feeling? Is it freedom, joy, peace? Again, take that first word that comes into your mind. And here's another question for you. Once you have that feeling in mind, if your soul responds to this vision, this step that you're taking, why aren't you prioritizing it? What's really holding you back? And pay attention to the word that comes up here. Is it an emotion? Is it a situation, a person? That's the thing that maybe needs to shift or be released. And so that's something that you can write out and you can burn it on the full moon. And then once you release that, think about what's one baby step that you can take to shift closer to that feeling that you felt when you were actually in that vision, in that desire. So, for example, if your feeling was happiness, and maybe the area of your life that you're not feeling happy with is your weight. So maybe that baby step is putting movement in your day. So maybe you're going to park farther away from the store. That's your baby step. And so just take that as like a little gentle nudge. It's not a demand or something that you have to overthink, but it's just maybe setting a boundary or letting the dishes sit in the sink, or maybe it's just reading a book or taking a new way home. It's all those tiny little things in your day that create a tiny shift in energy. It's like a new ripple out around you. And you don't even have to answer it all today, right? Like this could be just a little starting point that you come back to this and listen again when something comes up. But the more that you can incorporate that underlying emotion that you feel when you have attained that goal, that's the emotion that you need to be more in your day to day to be more in flow and to connect back with your truth. And so now you can just give yourself a nice hug and give yourself some space to process that.
Mm. So, what I'm coming away with is tiny ripples, tiny steps. They're all going to
Yeah.
add up. And I think when we have an approach to life, right, whether that's controlling or chaos or whatever it is, we think it has to be this like massive shift, but actually our nervous system is asking for these tiny ripples that you're talking about. So if you haven't already, read Lish's article, Trusting Life's Energetic Path, and also read her last one, which was called Chasing Happiness, which was divine. All the details are in the show notes. You can find Lish through the show notes, so don't worry, you will not miss her. And she's also in Sovereign Community, which is community.sovereign-magazine.com. You can connect with her there. So thank you so much for your gifts and for continuing to be in our world, because we are all so lucky.
Thank you, Nicole.
Thanks for listening. I'll be back tomorrow with another soul-led entrepreneur here to help you step into your sovereign self. Subscribe to our magazine and podcast and join our global community for all the magic. Details to connect with today's guest or join the movement are in the show notes. And if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a review. It helps us reach our goal of guiding 5 million women to self-sovereignty.